Welcome, the anointed ones. Some debts can't be paid in cash. They're settled in sleepless nights, lost opportunities, and regrets that haunt like shadows. Chosen ones, there's a rare kind of karma that doesn't just balance scales, but crafts a bespoke luxury package for those who dared to wrong you. Why? Because you're not just anyone. You're an echo in higher realms, a force with divine backing, and when people cross that line, it's no small affair. They'll soon learn that some mistakes come with recurring reminders that strike where it hurts most. It's almost like the universe has a wicked sense of humor, right? Imagine the guy who tried to sabotage your success now stumbling over his own failures like watching karma herself on a popcorn break. But this isn't about revenge. It's about the cosmic justice reserved for those of us who carry a calling. Higher realms keep receipts, and the consequences, let's just say, are designer-made and unforgettable. Stay tuned, because we're diving into the kind of luxury karma that leaves a lasting impact. And trust me, some will regret wronging you in ways they never saw coming. Number 1. Karma's intimate design for the chosen ones. Karma for the chosen ones isn't the simple, what goes around comes around. It's like the universe has a unique, intimate plan for every person who has wronged you, one that goes beyond basic payback. When someone tries to break down a chosen one, it's as if they've unknowingly signed up for an advanced, soul-targeted lesson. Unlike random consequences, these are precisely tailored to dig deep, exposing hidden insecurities, fears, and the very flaws that drove them to act out in the first place. This isn't about just teaching them a lesson. It's about awakening them, one way or another, to the impact of their choices. For someone who tried to undermine you, life may suddenly feel like a mirror, showing them all their weaknesses. Maybe they'll find themselves in a situation where they're judged, betrayed, or doubted, experiencing the very energy they threw your way. They'll find it harder to get ahead in the areas they thought they were strongest. Where they once had confidence, there's now hesitation. Where they felt control, there's now chaos. This is karma getting personal, hitting them right where it hurts and forcing them to confront the parts of themselves they'd rather avoid. It's not just about setbacks or bad luck. It's like the universe gives them an unrelenting, unavoidable life lesson that hits close to home. They're forced to experience not just regret, but a deep, lasting understanding of the harm they tried to inflict on someone who was protected by forces beyond their comprehension. And as they're thrown into this spiral, they begin to realize that messing with a chosen one isn't just a mistake. It's a transformative journey they never signed up for, but desperately need to complete. In the end, they won't forget. They can't. The lesson is engraved in their path forward. Number 2. The magnetic echo of your name. When a chosen one's name resonates in higher realms, it's no small thing. It's like their energy is permanently woven into a sacred frequency. This resonance means something powerful. Their presence is protected and cherished, even by forces beyond our world. So when someone tries to tear down or harm a chosen one, it's not just a personal attack. It's a disturbance in that higher vibration, like trying to disrupt a sacred song. And in doing so, the offender unknowingly calls a response from spiritual forces ready to defend that energy. This isn't just about payback. It's about balance. When someone brings harm to a chosen one, it's as if the universe has to act to restore the energy they disrupted. The name of a chosen one doesn't fade away or get lost. Instead, it echoes, stronger, growing louder in the realms that recognize and honor it. As this happens, the person who wronged them feels a shift in their life. Small things start going wrong, relationships grow strained, opportunities slip away. They might not see the connection at first, but it's like life itself is sending them warning signs. You messed with something bigger than you realized. As the chosen one's light grows brighter, the remorse in the person who wronged them grows too. They start to feel the consequences on a deeply personal level, a sense of being haunted by a mistake that never fully leaves them. It's a powerful reminder that when you harm someone with a higher calling, you're not just hurting them. You're disrupting an energy that carries divine significance. And for that, there's a price to pay that's far deeper than any simple regret. It's a reminder they carry with them, like a shadow, unable to escape. Number 3, their personal growth is stunted until they acknowledge the damage. For people who have wronged a chosen one, the consequences aren't just random or unlucky setbacks. They're life-altering roadblocks that seem to freeze them in place. When someone crosses a chosen one, they unknowingly cut off their own path to growth. Life begins to feel like a loop, repeating the same frustrating challenges and keeping them from moving forward. No matter how hard they try, they can't seem to break free from these patterns. Promotions fall through, relationships fall apart, and opportunities slip away, all because they've disrupted something much bigger than themselves. It's like they're standing in quicksand. Each attempt to escape only pulls them deeper into the same struggles. This isn't punishment in the traditional sense, it's a force of the universe holding them accountable. The path of growth and success is only available to those who act with integrity. By hurting a chosen one, they've stepped out of alignment with that flow, and now they're stuck, unable to progress until they understand what they did wrong. Every time they think they've finally moved on, life throws them back into that same lesson, pushing them to reflect on the harm they caused. And here's where it gets even more complex. The more they resist acknowledging their mistake, the more intense these setbacks become. Their personal and professional lives are affected in ways they can't explain, as if an invisible force is redirecting every step. Eventually, they begin to sense that their struggle is somehow tied to the chosen one they wronged. They might even start to regret their actions, feeling haunted by a realization that they're stuck until they truly grasp the weight of their choices. For them, growth will only begin again when they confront and correct the wrong they've done. Until then, they're locked in a cycle, facing the same harsh lessons, unable to evolve. Number 4, luxury karma brings unique losses and deprivation. For those who have wronged a chosen one, karma doesn't just knock at the door. It walks in and makes itself at home, rearranging their life in a way they never expected. But it's not the usual payback. It's targeted, precise, and hits them where it hurts most. This isn't just a case of bad luck. It's as if the universe looks deep into their heart, finds what they hold most dear, and makes that the center of their regret. If their pride was in their career, their professional life might unravel. If they valued their social standing, relationships could start to crumble. It's like everything they place their worth in begins slipping through their fingers. What's particularly intense about this type of karma is that it's not random or scattered. There's almost an artistry to it, as though the universe itself is teaching them exactly how it feels to have something valuable stripped away. They might start losing the things they believed defined them. Success turns elusive, people they trusted turn their backs, and the secure ground they once stood on starts feeling shaky. They're left wondering why everything they've built feels like it's slowly being dismantled. This isn't just a coincidence. It's the universe mirroring the harm they inflicted, showing them firsthand the emptiness they tried to create for someone else. The regret becomes consuming because they're watching their own life lose the very things they assumed they could count on. Every loss, every setback, every betrayal is a mirror reflecting their actions back at them. Over time, they realize that these losses aren't just unfortunate events. They're messages, a constant reminder from the universe of the harm they caused. This targeted karma makes sure they experience the same sense of emptiness and loss they once tried to impose, making sure they understand that every action leaves its mark. Number 5, the weight of watching your glow rise. When someone tries to take advantage of or betray a chosen one, they don't realize that they're setting themselves up for a relentless, haunting regret. It's a type of karma that doesn't just disappear over time, it lingers, sticking to them in ways they can't shake off. Instead of moving on, they find themselves haunted by constant reminders of the person they wronged. And it's not just fleeting thoughts. It's as if memories, situations, and even people start to trigger reminders of the chosen one. This isn't just some guilty conscience. It's like the universe is actively replaying the past, forcing them to confront what they did. They may find themselves in conversations that loop back to what happened, hear songs that bring back memories, or even bump into people who somehow remind them of the chosen one. These aren't accidents. It's as though life is pressing on a bruise, reminding them of the pain they caused over and over until it becomes impossible to ignore. Over time, this regret becomes like a shadow they can't outrun. It shows up in quiet moments, gnawing at their peace. They might even try to cover it up, burying themselves in distractions, new relationships, or anything that helps them avoid facing what they did. But no matter how much they run, it keeps coming back, pulling them into the same uncomfortable space. It's a cycle that doesn't end until they're willing to acknowledge the harm they caused and feel the weight of it. This regret isn't a quick pang of guilt, it's a lingering ache, a relentless reminder of a choice they can't undo. And in this endless loop, they come to understand that some actions have consequences that never fully fade, no matter how hard they try to bury them. They're left with a haunting realization. They may have hurt someone unique, someone who carries a divine purpose, and that mistake now marks their own path forward in a way they can't escape. Number 6. Powerful manifestations from other realms against them. When someone wrongs a chosen one, they're not just up against earthly consequences. They're facing forces from realms they can't see or comprehend. These aren't simple setbacks or coincidences. They're roadblocks that feel as if they materialize out of nowhere, stopping every move, every plan, and every intention. This is more than karma. It's the direct intervention of unseen entities who fiercely protect those marked by higher purpose. These forces don't operate by human rules or timelines, and for the one who wronged you, there's no way to escape or bargain with them. The protection granted to a chosen one doesn't end where the visible world does. These entities, whether guides, guardians, or even ancestral spirits, intercede with an unyielding energy that only amplifies over time. The person who tried to harm you will begin to experience obstacles that don't make sense, projects that stall without reason, relationships that deteriorate out of the blue, and a constant feeling of being blocked, no matter what they try to accomplish. These roadblocks seem to come from nowhere, but they're precise and powerful, crafted by forces with a singular purpose, to shield you. This experience goes beyond a guilty conscience or a run of bad luck. It's as if an invisible barrier rises up every time they try to move forward, as if something beyond this world is watching and responding. These forces don't just protect. They actively enforce a balance, making it clear that any attempt to disrupt a chosen one's path will come with relentless consequences. Those who cross this line learn, often the hard way, that they're up against powers they can't understand, let alone control. And that realization, that there's no escape, becomes a haunting lesson of its own, a reminder that some boundaries aren't meant to be crossed. Number 7. Isolation from authentic connections. When someone wrongs a chosen one, it often triggers a unique kind of isolation, a loneliness that goes deeper than being alone. This isn't a typical rift or just bad luck with relationships. Instead, the offender starts to notice that people around them begin to drift away one by one without any clear reason. Friends stop reaching out, family members grow distant, and even colleagues become less receptive. It's as if an invisible force is slowly but surely creating a divide, isolating them from genuine human connection. This isolation isn't about punishment, but rather a kind of energetic echo. The emptiness they intended for you now surrounds them, leaving them unable to find the kind of deep, authentic connections that make life meaningful. People in their circle may start to feel something off without understanding why. It's like an unseen signal that subtly pushes others to back away, leaving the offender in a strange, almost eerie solitude. Over time, they find it harder to connect, and any new relationship or friendship feels hollow and fleeting, lacking the warmth they once took for granted. This forced solitude becomes an intense mirror, reflecting the harm they tried to inflict. The more they try to bridge the gap with others, the wider it seems to grow, leaving them in a space where they're forced to confront the emotional distance they once tried to impose on a chosen one. Without meaningful relationships, They're left with an aching loneliness that they can't fill, a constant reminder of the energy they unleashed. This isolation doesn't just leave them alone, it leaves them in a silence that weighs heavy, making them realize that genuine connection is not something to take for granted, and harming someone of purpose has left them adrift, with no easy way back. Number 8. Repetition of life's hard lessons. When someone chooses to wrong a chosen one, they unknowingly sign themselves up for a relentless cycle of life's hard lessons. It's as if the universe is holding a mirror, forcing them to confront the very struggles they tried to create for someone with a higher calling. They find themselves stuck in patterns they can't seem to break. Relationships fall apart for similar reasons, no matter how different each new connection seems. Businesses fail, not because of a lack of effort, but due to obstacles that feel strangely familiar, almost as if they're walking in circles, unable to break free from the same set of challenges. This isn't random bad luck or a temporary rough patch, it's a repetitive loop that keeps throwing the same problems back at them until they're willing to understand the lesson behind it. Joy becomes something they only get in glimpses. They may achieve a milestone or feel happy for a moment, but before they know it, that satisfaction slips away, leaving them empty once more. It's as if life refuses to let them find true peace or fulfillment until they've come to terms with the harm they caused. This cycle isn't just a punishment, it's a forceful push for them to face their actions. Every setback, every failed relationship, every fleeting moment of joy is a nudge from the universe, pressing them to finally understand and own up to the energy they put out. Life will continue to serve them the same lesson in harsher forms until they truly absorb its message. Only then, when they acknowledge the weight of what they did and the impact it had, might they find a way out of this loop. Until that day, the repetition remains unyielding, a reflection of the spiritual imbalance they created by trying to harm someone whose path was divinely protected. Number 9. Constant, unavoidable reminders of you everywhere. For those who wrong a chosen one, regret becomes a constant companion, weaving reminders of their actions into nearly every corner of their life. They may try to move on, but echoes of the person they wronged begin to surface in unexpected places, conversations, news stories, even in casual encounters with people who carry a hint of the same energy they once tried to undermine. These reminders aren't just random coincidences. They seem to follow them, becoming unavoidable markers of a path they tried to derail. Every success story they encounter, every person living freely or achieving a dream, reminds them of what they tried to take away from you. These glimpses into lives thriving against odds will cut deeper, bringing them back to the moment they chose to interfere with someone who was walking a higher path. It's not just guilt, but an aching realization of what they lost in trying to hold someone else back. They'll notice your influence in places they least expect, people wearing a similar style, having a mannerism or an energy that's unmistakably reminiscent of you. The universe, in its own subtle way, keeps you present in their life as a reminder of what could have been if they had chosen a different path. They'll see, again and again, that the light they tried to dim continues to shine, but now in places they can't reach. This constant, unavoidable presence of you in their surroundings becomes a haunting awareness that they can't escape. It's a lasting consequence, as though life itself is whispering, reminding them of the purpose they tried to disrupt and the lasting impact of that choice. They're left with the haunting knowledge that you're flourishing elsewhere, untouched by their actions, and that your essence, unstoppable and resilient, will forever serve as a reminder of what they lost in the end. Number 10. An unbreakable blessing shield around you. For a chosen one, every attempt at harm only amplifies the unbreakable shield of blessings surrounding them. It's as if the universe has a built-in defense mechanism that doesn't just block negativity, but converts it into strength, clarity, and opportunity. Each negative intention aimed in your direction becomes fuel, reinforcing your journey and ensuring that no ill will can break through. This is the essence of luxury karma, a kind of cosmic protection that grows stronger the more it's challenged. This blessing shield isn't just passive protection. It's an active, strengthening force. When others attempt to bring you down, their energy meets a barrier that sends it right back to them, multiplied. You don't have to lift a finger or retaliate because this shield transforms those negative actions into blessings. Your path becomes more fortified with every attempt against you, making your progress feel effortless, even in the face of opposition. This isn't simply luck. It's a direct reflection of the divine favor surrounding you, a constant reminder that your purpose is protected by forces beyond what anyone can understand. In this luxury karma season, your blessings become untouchable, and your rise unstoppable. Each setback meant for you is deflected and turned into something beneficial, bringing you closer to your goals with surprising speed. Those who try to interfere will watch in frustration as you only grow stronger, your life increasingly filled with opportunities they can't touch or influence. This blessing shield ensures that, no matter what anyone does, your journey will be uninterrupted, and you'll continue to rise, proving time and again that a chosen one's path is protected by an unbreakable force that defies all opposition. Number 11. Their own doubts and fears amplified. For those who harm a chosen one, karma doesn't just come in the form of outward setbacks. It takes root deep within their own mind, amplifying their doubts and fears until they become overwhelming. This isn't a simple case of feeling remorse. Rather, it's a powerful, inescapable storm of insecurity that grows louder and more persistent, mirroring the very harm they tried to inflict. It's as if every shadow they tried to cast on you now looms over them, feeding their anxiety, amplifying their weaknesses, and making their mind a battleground of inner turmoil. This amplified self-doubt gnaws at them in the quiet moments, filling their mind with questions they can't easily shake. Are they truly enough? Will they ever find satisfaction? Every insecurity they've buried starts to resurface, making them feel smaller and more vulnerable with each passing day. Their confidence, once strong enough to think they could disrupt someone else's path, begins to erode, replaced by a relentless sense of inadequacy. They find it hard to escape this inner chaos because the very energy they used to harm you now fuels the intensity of their own fears. This internal struggle becomes a kind of psychological punishment, a constant, self-inflicted reminder of the imbalance they tried to create. As they navigate life, the simplest tasks feel more challenging, and every decision is clouded by doubt. Their mind becomes a relentless critic, holding them back from experiencing true peace or clarity. This turmoil isn't something they can run from or numb away. It's a karmic mirror, reflecting the energy they projected. And as time goes on, they come to realize that this haunting self-doubt is a consequence of their own actions, an unshakable reminder of the harm they caused and the protection that guards a chosen one's path. Number 12. Visionary power and influence granted to you as their regret peaks. For those who wronged a chosen one, the real sting isn't just seeing you succeed, it's watching you succeed with style. While they're scratching their heads trying to figure out where it all went wrong, you're effortlessly rising, collecting influence, power, and the respect of people who once overlooked you. It's like the ultimate cosmic joke. The very energy they put into blocking your path somehow turbocharged your journey instead. Now they're left watching in bewilderment as you move forward, and it must feel like you're holding up a "thanks for the boost" sign just for them. As your reputation and influence grow, those who doubted you suddenly start singing your praises, realizing that maybe, just maybe, they missed the memo. They're trying to act like they knew all along you were destined for greatness, but you see the panic behind those forced smiles. It's as if the universe pulled a little prank on them. The harder they tried to knock you down, the higher you bounced back. In realms unseen, your rise is creating ripples, echoing as a testament to resilience and karmic justice. And for those who tried to mess with that path, the reality of your success is like a never-ending rerun of a show they didn't want to watch. It's a bitter pill wrapped in poetic humor. They thought they'd pushed you down, but they ended up on the sidelines, popcorn in hand, watching as you ascend. All that effort to dim your light, and now you're practically glowing neon, a beacon of success they can't ignore or reach, left only with the taste of regret and the punchline that they were the ones who helped light your way. In the end, the journey of a chosen one is a testament to resilience, purpose, and the unyielding support of higher realms. Every attempt to dim their light only amplifies their glow. Every obstacle transforms into fuel, and every wrong done to them ricochets back with a force that leaves an undeniable impact. For those who attempted to stand in the way, regret is inevitable as they watch a destiny unfold that their actions could never touch or alter. As a chosen one, you carry an aura fortified by more than just personal strength. It's protected by forces unseen, a cosmic shield that turns every setback into a stepping stone. With every success you achieve, you embody a life of purpose that resonates across realms, a life that defies the limits others tried to impose. Those who wronged you are left not only with regrets, but also a sense of awe and disbelief, witnessing a rise they could never have anticipated. This journey isn't about revenge or vindication. It's about the unfolding of your true path. In the face of doubt, betrayal, or sabotage, you don't just survive. You ascend with grace, leaving behind a trail of light that only grows stronger with each step forward. This is your story, a story of resilience, unbreakable purpose, and a destiny that could never be derailed. For those who doubted or tried to harm you, watching your rise is a reminder that true power doesn't come from control, manipulation, or fear. It comes from authenticity, alignment, and a spirit that cannot be shaken. They may carry their regrets, but your focus is on the limitless heights ahead. You're not just protected, you're propelled, with every move resonating as a testament to your calling. And that, ultimately, is the sweetest truth of all. They played their part, but your journey was, and always will be, untouchable. If you enjoyed this exploration of the incredible journey of chosen ones, and want to dive deeper into the magic of resilience and empowerment, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our growing community where we unlock the mysteries of life, sprinkle in some wisdom, and have a little fun along the way. Your support means the world, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's keep this journey going together. God bless you.